So the Uzi is what we got today. It's the third gun that we've got today out of the DLC pack for the Terminator. And I could tell you honestly, I don't like it. Rounds per minute is 750. Damage 23. That says in Mark III. So just a trash weapon. You know, the bullpup was a better gun. The bullpup actually hits at 43 in PvP at 800. So way better for an SMG. I don't know what the bullpup hits in PvE, but I mean it's just all around better gun. You know, so this is gonna be the unused Uzi. This thing does not have a place anywhere. It's a lot like the Resistance when it comes to attachments. It only gets 2 attachments. The attachments that you can put on it are going to be a laser sight and magazines. The iron sights on it aren't too bad. Recoil on it's not too bad, but like I said, dude, it just does not hit, you know. I mean, guns that we've seen in this game that are going to be down around 23 are going to have something like, what, 1100 to 1150 rounds a minute. This gun, not happening, dude. It's a fucking pea shooter, bro. Like, it's not worth playing with this gun. So don't take it in PvP. Don't even upgrade it. It's just that bad. Like, don't even take it to PvE because don't take it to PvP. It's just take a handgun. Like, I feel that the handgun hits harder than this thing. I mean, most handguns hit harder than this. So you're not putting 17 fucking bullets in somebody with a handgun. At least this thing is just, it's stupid. Now, the other guns that we've got out of this DLC, the MK17, I don't really feel a place for it in PvE or in PvP because we have guns that hit harder for DR weapons or DMR weapons. I can't talk. But yeah, I mean, you know, it hits at 60 for damage. You take it over to PvP and it hits 50. That is one of the only guns that I've seen in this game where the damage rate has gone down when you take it over to PvP. Most guns, usually the damage rate goes up when you go to PvP. That gun, I don't know why they did it to it, but the Terminator gun is, I guess, just for Terminators. So, no use to even try to play with it in PvP. The reason why I say that is, yeah, it's got 2 okay sights. They're not bad. I actually don't mind either of the sights that come with it. Recoil really isn't that bad on it. I think that, you know, versus the other MK, that one's decent. But that gun at 50, you can take, it's only shooting 150 rounds a minute. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, it shoots more than 150 rounds a minute. It says that that's what it shoots. It's probably around 300, I think. Personal opinion, I can't frame around shit because I don't have the fucking equipment to frame around shit, but I'm telling you, it's more than 150. 150 would be a hell of a lot fucking slower. Either way, at 300, we still got the AK that hits a lot harder. Frame rounding on that is 600. So 600 rounds a minute for the AK. And then, you know, as goes for, you know, when you're playing on frame rates, because this game's only at 30, but we'll say at 60 frames a second, the frame rate's going to be down a little bit because of that. You're not going to get all of what it is. So PC players will get it to be a little bit higher, and then console players will have it a little bit lower. So 700 is what it's saying, and you could just, you know, base that on, that's going to be how that goes with every gun. So I mean, if they're all going to feel the same between PC players and console players unless we're playing together, but and that's another topic. Anyway, so 150 rounds, and I'll tell you, when you take that gun over to PvP, it's a different gun than it is in PvE. It does shoot a little slower in PvP, and it hits less in PvP. So
I got
whatever.
him, bro. He was
The
dead.
the guns that we've got so far are trash. The AR 18 is what's going to be next. So I'm hoping that's decent for, you know, for a gun, because we haven't got anything decent out here yet. We've got them 3 guns so far out of this DLC, and the DLC, to me, really, we didn't really get anything out of the DLC. Some clothes, yeah, maybe, and that's it. I mean, and a Terminator that was shown, that was put in the game. That shit ain't hard to kill, so the Terminator's just there, you know, the T-800 or whatever. We haven't even seen the Terminator yet. Maybe that'll be something, but other than that, out of this, we've got our faction missions back the way that I see it, and our loot boxes, but we can only do a couple faction missions a day, because the Terminator, we can only get 3 boxes unlocked a day. So not really seeing a whole lot of content here, you know. DLCs, I believe, should bring guns and should bring operators and should bring map packs. Now, maybe next month we see some of that, and I'm hoping that that's, you know, that's what we're geared into seeing next month. But as goes for this month, we didn't get shit out of this. I don't see them calling it a new DLC pack for next month's content, so I don't know what we're gonna get. But I heard that we're supposed to get a new operator. That would be cool. I don't really mind having a new operator, but if we don't get something out of this, the fan base isn't just gonna be here. I just can't really see it. I mean, this is really a disappointment to having a DLC where we don't have anything that we can use. I'm hoping that, and more than likely, that new AR is probably not going to have fucking any attachments come with it. But if the AR-18 comes with attachments, that would be sweet. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't even mind playing with it. I really don't give a shit. You know, I just hope it's not an unusable gun, where it's like 23 with 700 rounds. I hope it's something like, you know, if it's going to be at 23 for damage in PvP, I hope it's going to be around 1,000 rounds. I'm just hoping. So I don't know. We'll see. But as goes for what I've seen for content in this game, we haven't really received shit. And I'd like to see us receive something, because I'm just not seeing anything come out of what we're receiving here. That's just my personal opinion. It seems like Ubisoft really just, I don't know if this is for hype or hopefully motivation to get some people back here, or I don't really know what they're doing here. But I mean, we've been stuck. Yeah, people will say, you know, we didn't get that much out of Wildlands. Well, Wildlands, we waited a fucking year before we could play PvP. But once we started playing PvP, we got content, and that was on a regular. You know, we paid for, you know, a year pass, and if you didn't pay for the year pass, either way, you would still receive the content a week later. So, I mean, we got a lot of content. We ended up starting with 11 operators, and we ended up with 25 by the end of playing that. So we were receiving a couple operators, 2 to 3 operators, you know, every 3 months with maps. We didn't receive any of that yet. And we haven't received any maps. I'm not even worried about operators. I mean, you know, if you want to talk about content for the game, I'd like to see usable guns that are coming into the game, and I just think that the developers don't have the time to go ahead and check out and see if these guns are going to be OP or not. They're not doing any hot fixings. Personally, you know, that's how all this shit should have went down and been fixed, and they're just doing it as like they did something here. Like, they're giving themselves credit for shit. And I don't like it, man. I'd like to see some content that is usable for this game come out. You know, new maps, new guns. I don't give a shit about characters, but definitely maps. I mean, maps for sure. And that would be real nice. But like I said, man, like I just don't see this game being a thing in anybody's opinion. Like in the developers'
where he's at.
opinions, Ubisoft's opinions.
Okay, yeah, I do.
Most players are leaving, are sick of this shit, and you know we're still stuck here with a plain Jane. This game was supposed to be more than what Wildlands was because obviously, you know, this is the sequel to Wildlands. So we're supposed to have the developers look at this and it be the next best thing, and they fucked that up. So now we're not getting anything for this game, and they're not doing anything to fix their fuck up. And the people that are stuck here are stuck with it, and it's a shame, man. It's I mean a lot of I mean even Call of Duty has done way more, way more to try to fix their game because of the problems that they had with it since launch. But they've done shit to fix it, to make it better, to keep the people there. And you can tell me, yeah, you know, they have a bigger, they have more people over there playing. And yeah, they do. But that's not the problem. The problem is that Ubisoft just doesn't give a shit, man. It's just about making money with Ubisoft, and that's the problem, and that's why people ain't here. So if Ubisoft wants to do something, they're gonna need to get their shit together and fix shit. Like, give us content, make it worth our while. And I just don't see that coming out of Ubisoft. I think they're just gonna take their loss and cut it and say fuck it. And it's a shame, you know. Will you see Ubisoft in the future after this? I highly doubt it. I don't think people will buy their games just because this shows what they're going to do and how much they care about the community, and they don't. So, that's all I got to say about that shit. But, we'll see what happens. Maybe next month we'll get some content that's decent. Hopefully we'll get some maps. I mean, maps, we need maps.